Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving deep into one of the biggest stories in media and politics. Tucker Carlson's seismic shift away from the world of traditional cable news. This isn't just about one host leaving one network. It's a story about power, influence, and a fundamental battle for the future of conservative media. So, what really happened? Why did the most watched host in cable news suddenly find himself off the air? And more importantly, what does his next move tell us about where media is heading? Let's rewind a bit. For years, Tucker Carlson was the undisputed king of cable news. His primetime show wasn't just a program, it was a cultural phenomenon, pulling in millions of viewers every single night. He had a direct line to the heart of conservative America, shaping conversations and, some would argue, even influencing policy. He was the face of Fox News, a ratings juggernaut that seemed unstoppable. Then, one Monday afternoon, it was all over. The announcement was abrupt, shocking, and left a massive void in the cable news landscape. The official reasons were vague, but the speculation was rampant. Was it about the Dominion lawsuit that cost Fox News nearly $800 million? Was it pressure from advertisers? Or was it something more personal, a clash of egos and power behind the scenes? Reports suggested that certain comments Carlson made, which came to light during legal proceedings, were the final straw for the network's leadership. The narrative that emerged was one of a star who had become too powerful, too controversial, and ultimately, too much of a liability for the corporate structure he was a part of. This is the classic establishment pushback. When a voice becomes too influential and starts to operate outside the accepted boundaries, the system often finds a way to rein it in. But this is where the story gets really interesting. Instead of fading away or taking a quiet deal, Tucker did something completely different. He didn't go to another network. He didn't start a traditional media company. He went rogue. He went directly to the people. He chose X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, to launch his new show. This wasn't just a change of scenery. It was a declaration of independence. By moving to a platform like X, Carlson was essentially saying, I don't need the corporate gatekeepers. I don't need the multi-million-dollar studios, the executive producers, or the advertisers. All he needed was a camera, an internet connection, and a direct line to his audience. This move is incredibly symbolic. It represents a larger trend we're seeing everywhere, the decentralization of media. For decades, a handful of major corporations controlled the flow of information. They decided who got a platform, what stories were told, and how they were framed. If you wanted to reach a mass audience, you had to play by their rules. But now, the game is changing. Creators, journalists, and commentators can build their own audiences on platforms like YouTube, X, Substack, and Rumble. They are building their own media empires, free from the editorial and corporate constraints of the old guard. Tucker's new show on X is a perfect example of this. It's raw, unfiltered, and feels more like a direct conversation than a polished television broadcast. The production quality might not be the same as his old show, but that's not the point. The point is authenticity. The point is freedom. He can now cover topics that were likely off limits at a major network. He can interview guests who would never be approved by a corporate media booking department. He's challenging the very definition of what a news program is supposed to be, and the numbers are staggering. His first few episodes on X racked up hundreds of millions of views, dwarfing the viewership of all the cable news networks combined. Now, let's talk about what this means for the battle for conservative hearts and minds. This isn't just about Tucker Carlson anymore. This is a struggle between two competing visions for the future of the conservative movement. On one side, you have the establishment. This includes the traditional media outlets, the political consultants, and the party apparatus. They prefer a more controlled, polished, and predictable form of conservatism. They're focused on winning elections within the existing system and maintaining a certain level of respectability. On the other side, you have the populist anti-establishment wing, which Tucker now fully embodies. This side is more skeptical of institutions, whether it's big government, big corporations, or big media. They believe the system is rigged and that a more radical, confrontational approach is needed to take back the country. They feel left behind by the globalist consensus and are looking for leaders who will speak directly to their concerns, without apology. Tucker's departure from Fox and his embrace of independent media has made him the de facto leader of this faction. He's no longer just a commentator, he's a central figure in a movement. This move also highlights a massive vulnerability for traditional media. Their business model is built on cable subscriptions and advertising to things that are becoming less and less stable. Young people aren't signing up for cable packages. They're getting their news and entertainment from creators they follow online. And advertisers are becoming more and more skittish about associating with anything remotely controversial. By breaking free from this model, Tucker is betting that a direct-to-consumer approach, funded by viewers who believe in his mission, is more sustainable in the long run. Think about it. On cable news, the real customer isn't the viewer, it's the advertiser. The content is often shaped to be as safe and broadly appealing as possible to avoid offending the companies paying the bills. On independent platforms, the real customer is the audience. The creator's only incentive is to produce content that their viewers find valuable, interesting, and worth supporting. This creates a much stronger, more direct bond between the creator and the community. It's a shift from broadcasting to a mass audience to narrowcasting to a dedicated community. So, what's next? Will Tucker's gamble pay off? So far, all signs point to yes. He's building a new media entity from the ground up on his own terms. His influence hasn't waned. If anything, it has become more concentrated and more potent among his core followers. He is proving that you don't need a legacy media institution to have a massive impact on the national conversation. This is forcing everyone else to adapt. Other conservative commentators are watching closely, and you can bet that more will follow his lead, leaving the confines of traditional media to build their own independent brands. This is also a major headache for the Republican establishment. They've lost one of their most powerful, albeit unpredictable, communicators to the wild west of the internet. They can no longer control his message or leverage his platform for their own ends. He is a free agent, and his allegiance is to his audience and his principles, not to any political party. This makes him a powerful and unpredictable force heading into future elections. Ultimately, the story of Tucker Carlson's bold move is bigger than just one man. It's a microcosm of the tectonic shifts happening in media, politics, and culture. It's about the decline of the gatekeepers and the rise of the individual creator. It's about the battle between the establishment and the populists for the soul of a movement. And it's a sign that the future of media will be more decentralized, more democratic, and a lot more disruptive than anything we've seen before. The old guards of media are losing their grip, and pioneers like Tucker are charting a new path forward. It's a fascinating time to be watching, and we'll be here to cover every twist and turn. What do you think about Tucker's move? Is he a trailblazer for a new era of media, or is this just a temporary disruption? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. We'll see you in the next one.